Something about having your first kid, I think, kickstarts your drive to make your business more successful. So went from me to being a business really in 2022. And now we're 11, 12 team members, have clients all throughout the US.
I was pregnant with our first baby when we decided, right?
I don't think we ever decided. I don't think it was ever a conversation. I think it just happened.
We wanted to get more serious and grow.
We have a shared vision, a shared mission. We wanted this thing to be successful. It just turned into both of us doing what we needed to do to try to make that happen.
We struggled with this a lot at first.
I'm very much like a move fast, big ideas, break things, don't want to pay attention to details. Mary's going to make sure nothing slips through the cracks.
We're pretty good at communicating.
You're going to have hiccups, you're going to butt heads, you're going to be stressed, you're going to be frustrated.
Well, hello and welcome to another episode of the Scaling Together podcast, where we're talking about how we've grown and scaled our business as a couple. And today I'm really excited because we've got a special couple with us today, which is Ricky and Mary Shockley from Med Spa Magic Marketing. Guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. We're excited.
Thank you for having us.
So I guess to start things off, tell us a little bit about your agency and kind of what the business looks like today.
Want me to do it?
Yeah, sure.
So today we're obviously niched down in the med spa space. So that happened 2022. Something about having your first kid, I think, kickstarts your drive to make your business more successful. So went from me to being a business really in 2022 with the help of
helping out a little bit here and there and
yeah,
part-time help.
Yeah, and now we're 11, 12 team members. Half of those are part-time, half of those are full-time, and have clients all throughout the US. So it's been cool.
Amazing. Congratulations on your growth.
Yeah, thank you. Couldn't have done it without you guys.
I know.
About us. We've been growing seven-figure agency and plumbing HVAC SEO. We're at the point now where we're kind of the team is running itself over plumbing HVAC SEO with some leadership check-ins. But at seven-figure agency, we've been going full force, ready to take on the world. Super excited.
And we're pumped to have you guys. We're honored to be part of your growth and success.
100%. So how did you both decide to go into business together? That's a big decision in the family to make. When did you make it and how did you come to that?
I think I was pregnant with our first baby and when we decided, right?
We were just talking about this, reading over the questions. I don't think we ever decided. I don't think it was ever a conversation. I think it just happened. Mary had jumped in. She'd been doing stuff in the business.
We wanted to get more serious and grow.
Yeah, when we decided as a couple, we have a shared vision, a shared mission. We wanted this thing to be successful. It just turned into both of us doing what we needed to do to try to make that happen.
How long have you guys been married before you guys got together to do the business together?
We've been married since 2016. So I had my consulting business where I was basically just a solo for 10 years. And after we got married, Mary would dabble and help with things here and there behind the scenes. But really, to the point she's involved now was definitely the transition with niching down. So 2022.
Okay. And so you've been doing it for 3 years together?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. In a way, it feels like it's been 6 months, but also feels like it's been 10 years simultaneously.
Yeah. We feel that. How do you separate business talk from marriage talk? When do you cut off okay, I don't want to hear about this right now? Do you guys have a system set in place to cue it off, or do you have social cues yourselves to kind of know this is the threshold for this person?
I feel like we struggled with this a lot at first, and just I don't know, maybe last year we decided we need to just talk about it. Let's ask, are you okay to talk about business right now? If somebody says no, hard cut off, you got to wait. So yeah, we just hold that boundary and try to communicate as much as we can and respect each other's boundaries. That's it.
Yeah. We realize we'll be in a different mood. Sometimes I'm all amped up about everything and it's not stressing me out and I'm excited that
I'm checked out and vice versa.
Yeah. So we just made the simple rule that we made was we don't have a firm cutoff, which is don't talk about work after hours, but we always have to ask permission.
Yeah.
I like that.
So you don't have like set things. It's just you go by the mood and get a feel for, all right, this person's ready to talk or this person's shutting down. Like, we'll talk about this later. Don't worry.
Yeah, I feel like mood for sure.
Yeah. And I think like, as you guys can probably relate to with little kids, like when you're doing family stuff in the afternoon, like trying to talk business with like the chaos of kids and family can be really, really challenging.
We were just trying to talk during lunch and our 1-year-old is just screaming the whole time. We're like, okay, we have to hold this conversation.
Yeah. Sometimes you just know it's not happening, but that simple little filtering mechanism of are you okay to talk about business right now before just jumping into it has made a big difference for us.
Do you guys have set meetings with each other where the two of you just talk on visionary stuff, goal setting, and things like that outside of the team?
Not really right now, but we just talked about this, that we are going to start doing it because we realize that it's really important for where we're at right now in the business. We really need to start meeting at least weekly.
Yeah. So
outside of work, or I mean, inside of work, not outside.
So we're doing like EOS Lite in our agency right now. And we do like a team meeting, but we have 2 of our other team members that are on that meeting. So that's been the opportunity for Mary and I to talk, but it's never separated from the team, which I think it should be, honestly. Like talking to Lynn Askin recently, like that was one of his recommendations, is instead of letting things boil over after work, if we had that dedicated time, like I know even for our leadership team and our agency, we've made it a rule that like with Slack and being a remote team, you're almost more prone to interrupting each other than if you were in an office, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
And so we made a rule of like, hey, we have to hold these things till our level 10 meeting on Mondays. Like these are not things that are urgent. They're not fires. So just because you want to talk about it now doesn't mean we should. And I think we kind of have like a version of that we need to implement for ourselves.
Yeah.
100%. EOS has helped us with a lot of clarity as well. So how do you divide your roles in the business?
I think it happened naturally.
Yeah.
Luckily, we're opposites.
Yeah. The pros and cons of like the opposites attract. We are opposites in so many ways when it comes to work. I'm very much like a move fast, big ideas, break things, don't want to pay attention to details. Mary's going to make sure nothing slips through the cracks at all.
Well, I try.
Yeah. So I think we both kind of fell into our lanes, and that visionary integrator kind of lane-ish, I would say, is where we just naturally fell into. And it's preference and strength. I think both of those things align for us.
That's awesome. So opposites attract, and also you complement each other really well, which is nice.
Yeah, I think that it's a yin and a yang. Like there's a pro and a con to it, because we're more likely to butt heads over work things because we're going to have a difference of opinions.
Yeah.
So that can be frustrating at times, but weirdly, I think we both know it means, since we're pulling at both ends, the business probably makes a better decision because we have that tension. So I think it's beneficial for the business, but can be hard personally at times.
You mentioned there's 11 team members, I think. Talk to us a little bit about the organizational structure and kind of how that works in the company today.
So we've a kind of a weird structure, but it's a pod structure of sorts. So I know from the agencies that I'm kind of familiar with, you have kind of 2 different lanes. People are either usually like singular service focused, and the account manager is the media buyer. So some of the agencies that are lower ticket tend to follow that model. Mm-hmm. And agencies that are full service tend to have things very departmentalized. We have like somewhere in between both of those. So our structure right now is our full-time team. They're the people that are managing the account, but we're also training them to try to be consultants and experts. Like that's our goal for our team that's doing the account management, is that they know the answers, they guide strategy, and they also know how to push the buttons. So we're really trying to develop well-rounded, like the T-shaped marketer approach, where people do have a depth of knowledge in a variety of different areas. And then the things that we have that are broken out into departments are design. So we've got designers. Our designers are all US-based part-time, which has been really cool. We actually use Hire My Mom for that.
Okay.
A really cool resource source for us. Our coach in the group, he recommended that to me, and it's been awesome.
SEO assistant.
Yeah, same with our SEO assistant to kind of supplement. But really, like a lot of the day today, like Lauren, she's our lead specialist. She's an absolute rock star, been with us for 4 years now. So she's basically my protege, knows so much of what I've learned in the last 15 years. So she's able to troubleshoot more complex problems. And she serves as kind of the layer on top to troubleshoot for the rest of the team too.
Nice. Awesome. You mentioned that you guys sometimes disagree with things. How do you come together as one unit, as 2 business owners in the company, when one of you might be thinking one thing and the other one might be thinking the opposite direction? Or maybe one wants to go forward and one wants to hold back.
You want me to answer that one?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think we try to first talk about it. Some of it is like, if it's your lane, you get to make the call. So if it comes to like ops and organization, I know that's not my strong suit. So I think being self-aware of going like, if this comes to how we're going to organize the SOP library, I'm going to give you my 2 cents. And sure, I might be frustrated if 6 months from now I'm proven to be right. You know, both have that attitude, but kind of let her run with it. And then if we run into anything that's like truly like we're at a crossroads and we're both really not seeing eye to eye on something, I wear the CEO hat. And I think from my perspective, it's important still within the context of the business to have that, because if we're going to reach a point where we don't agree, I make that call as of now wearing that hat in the business.
Yeah, like somebody has to.
It's rare though.
Yeah, we're pretty good at communicating and working through stuff. So
I would say it's mostly for speed. Sometimes we do that. So instead of talking through an issue for the next 3 weeks, like, okay, we're just going to go with, and again, sometimes we'll defer to it. So like, especially if it's Mary's lane in the business.
Nice. So shifting gears a little bit and going from work life to the marriage life, how do you guys find time to connect outside of work to keep up your romance? You guys have been together for a long time now. You have kids in the mix. It's hard to get away and schedule a date night. And how does that work with your family? How do you stay connected?
We don't do date nights as often as we should. And I think that our time together now is mainly like family time, just because I don't know, our schedule is a little crazy. I take care of the babies like during the day. I work. We have somebody that helps out 2 days
Part-time.
a week. Yeah, part-time 2 days a week. So those are like my work days. But I don't know. What do you?
I don't think we do a good enough job at this, to be honest. I mean, part of it is we're super cautious parents. We have a hard time letting other people watch the kids and getting away, especially with the age. We have a little one that's 1.5.
And he's crazy. So
he's wild.
I don't know.
Yeah, so we don't do it as much as we should, to be honest. Like Mary said, it ends up boiling down to a lot of family time. Hopefully that's something that in the next season of life balances out a little bit more for us. But to be honest, it's probably a weak point for us right now.
It's really hard at the age of kids that you guys have, right? You got very little ones at home. So it's like, kid time, business time, relationship time, mixing it all in.
Yeah.
It doesn't help too that we stagger our like work schedules. So I'm like up at 4:30 in the morning and I'm going to work and work out and I'll be at my computer by 5:30. And then so we put the boys to bed and it's 8 o'clock and I'm just ready to go lay in bed. And then Mary's up at her computer till 11 o'clock finishing up some stuff. So back to like work-life boundary, we're probably not the best with that right now.
I've been really
as evidence
bad
there.
lately, yeah.
But
that's the reality of how life is when you're an entrepreneur. You're going to go through seasons in life where there's somebody who starts their business and maybe they're single, they meet someone, they have kids. All of that is such a different life dynamic. And then the kids get older and then they have people who are empty nesters. And what do you do with your life then? So there's so many ebbs and flows. And I think you guys are totally rocking it this season in your life. And we were at that same situation where we also weren't dating enough and had to reel that in. So that is something that love to ask that question because it is hard for all of us. It's not an easy thing. And unless you work at it, it doesn't just magically happen, unfortunately, because we do like to put our kids in a top priority position. So it's great that you guys also, put yourselves first too.
I think try to make it a point too, we always have to make it a point in the morning to like kiss, hug, acknowledge each other. Like
it's the little things.
Yeah. I think giving yourself grace too. And like Mary said, trying to find the little things throughout the day. And then like, I understand it's not ideal. I think we both wish we had more alone time. We had more date nights, but just trying to make the best of it. Like we find a lot of joy in little things, like running to Costco and getting Dunkin' Donuts and hanging out with our boys and going to get food and little things like that.
Errands,
so
yeah, you guys are doing an amazing job. You're on this podcast together. You're not killing each other. You're making these work. So next question, how do you handle money? Does business income, does that ever have a play into, like, for example, somebody wants to invest in some type of situation in the business and the other one maybe is like, I don't know, we should do. How do you guys handle money in general?
I don't think we really have an issue with this. Ricky handles the money for the most part, but we have a say in it. Like,
I think where this is like an area where we honestly like never fight. We're pretty aligned on this. I think that
even
makes
in
marriage,
our personal life too.
Personal life too, with the way that we manage our money. We're both very conservative with our money and our spending habits for the most part. So this is something that of all the things that pop up for us, this has really never been an issue. I think we really largely see eye to eye on most of the money decisions that we make.
Yeah, it's interesting that the people who have this narrowed down with the finances are the ones that do really well together in business and can run the business together. Because the finance piece, if that doesn't work, like it kind of crumbles the whole thing really in a business. So
Yeah,
I love that you guys have the personal, the same way that you tackle the personal finances, you tackle your business finances.
I think Dave Ramsey says it. What is it, like money, religion, and kids? 3 things you should agree on when you get married.
Exactly.
I think when you're going to work together too, like that foundation is pretty important in my opinion. So I know that can be controversial, but if you do align on those things, it makes everything else a lot easier.
100%. I don't feel like that's controversial at all because it's true. The way that you handle how you see your kids and how you operate as a family, who's going to take care of what in your household and who's going to take care of what in the business and come together in that agreement and with the finances mixed in. Those 3 things are the key things that make everything work. That has to be the core. So next question, how do you protect your relationship when business stress hits all-time high? It gets stressful. You've got little kids. Things can get nuts. There's chaos involved. We've felt it. We've been there 3 times with 3 kids. What do you do?
I feel like we don't do a good enough job at taking time for ourselves right now. Like we said earlier, it's a little hard to get away, but I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's kind of just about having grace and not being super hard on yourself with this one, in my opinion.
Having perspective.
And having perspective too. Like we're pretty good about like if there's like something that's stressful in the business, trying not to hold on to it and let it linger and just taking the opportunity to zoom out. I mean, Gary Vaynerchuk has this silly thing that he does, and I don't think Mary likes this one, but I use it a lot. It's like, in the grand scheme of life, these business stresses are not life or death. There are bad things going on. There are serious things going on in the world. There are way more stressful things that could be happening than like an issue with a client or a team member. So just remembering to zoom out and have perspective and to kind of give yourself grace.
Yeah.
Like I'll get frustrated in a moment, and I'm like, I'm just going to let myself be frustrated right now while simultaneously knowing that it's really not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. But I just want to be frustrated about this for 15 minutes. And I'll try to talk to our team about that too. It's like, hey, I understand we don't want to make that mistake. That is stressful. Let's try to avoid it. But also let's zoom out and like, let's not let this ruin our day. And we try to do this, a version of the same thing.
Yeah.
I love that. Same thing. Something that helps me a lot is I once heard that if the issue isn't something that would bother you 5 years from now, it's not something to stress over. And what you guys do for fun, everyone has something that they relieve stress by. It doesn't always have to be like a spa day. It's never been for me, for example.
Yeah.
Like just to leave the house and get out, like that's never been my go-to. My stress relief is probably just hanging out, the 2 of us. The kids are asleep and we're just watching Netflix. It's just something simple where we can just relax and feel like pressure's off and we're just, doing something that we enjoy doing. Could be reading a book, could be just anything. Is there something like that for you guys that you have that's just like, it's not going out and, going to a spa or something, but it is something small and to you, it makes a big difference if you get to do it or not.
Yours is probably Netflix at night, right? Like that's your escape.
That is my escape if I have time to watch Netflix. But yeah, I like zoning out on TV, but I'm also not a spa person. I don't even have time to do my nails half the time. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I like zoning out on TV when I really just want to be alone and get my head out of everything.
Yeah. For me, I'm a natural loner. Like my parents would drop me off when I was 12 years old at the golf course before cell phones existed, and I'd be at a golf course for 9 hours by myself. So I say that's like super indicative of my personality overall. So for me, little things like I make a morning commute for myself. Like I said, I'm up before Mary, I'm up before the boys. So I will drive and get like a Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee or Starbucks and drive like a little mini commute around town. And I find so much joy and solace in that little thing every day that it's crazy. Like
I like doing that, but I also like sleep. And when I feel like I have to sleep up until I absolutely have to get up and start caring for the boys because I realize like I get so drained if I try working out before they get up and then I don't have the energy to chase them around until nap time. And then I'm just like dead at nap time. And then I don't have, because nap time is when I get my work done. So
yeah, I think too, like just finding ways to like socialize, like if friends are doing stuff, getting together with family. we go to like the Mexican restaurant down the street from the house with my dad, my mom, my brother, and my sister-in-law on Friday nights usually. So just finding like you said, Yesenia, little things that kind of give you that reset and that break. It doesn't have to be a spa day or like an extravagant vacation. And I think we do a good job of finding those little things.
Yeah, and like we said earlier, we love running errands together. So
yeah, weirdly, for some reason, I know most people hate that. We love it. I know that's one of those like Dan Martell, buy back your time, like get your groceries delivered.
Don't do errands, right?
Like me go to Publix with my 2 boys and them driving the little driving cart around. Like we get the biggest kick out of that.
They love it. So seeing them happy makes us happy.
Ricky, I love the forced commute. Did you just like drive in silence during that, or are you listening to some type of training typically, or how do you handle that piece?
No, so this is why I don't watch Netflix anymore. I cannot wrap my head around fiction. It's like a personality flaw at this point. It's nothing but like self-help, business, marketing, or the new thing is Chat GPT or Grok in voice mode and talking through in the voice mode a business problem. So like for an hour and a half, I'll just sit there driving around town, having a conversation with like Chat GPT and getting like a spreadsheet output to solve some problem in the business. So I'm a strange fella in that regard, but it does it for me.
That's awesome.
Love it. That. I'm sure it does well for you.
It does. Yeah.
That's awesome. You mentioned vacation. What do you guys do for vacation with your kids? How often would you say you go? I know it's hard. You got little kids at home. The youngest is 1.5 years. But do you guys schedule family vacation?
We tried this year.
We tried.
The seven-figure agency event. We went without our boys, and we were both there together for 2 nights. So that was pretty rare form for us. But a lot of it too is visiting family. Like Mary's family's in Northeast Ohio, so once a year we try to go there.
And half the year in Florida. So we just went to we saw them in Florida like earlier this year. Yeah. We took a trip to the mountains with
visited friends and went to the cabin. So it's a lot of family type stuff, but it's infrequent. But to be totally honest, I don't know that either one of us feel like those trips are super relaxing. They don't really feel like a reset. Maybe that's the age of our kids. Like they can be fun and they're good ways to make memories, but it definitely, for me at least, doesn't serve as like a reset. I come back and I feel like I need a rest from the vacation most of the time.
Yeah. We call those family adventures.
Yeah. Chasing Cameron is like a full-time job in itself. Yeah. And
you guys know, you had 3.
Don't put this in your mouth. No.
We're one behind you, but we're in those years.
That's awesome. How do you balance parenting with running a business? You mentioned that you have help at home. Can you discuss a little bit about how that whole dynamic works for you guys?
I think
nanny schedule.
Yeah, we decided I don't know, maybe 6 months ago.
We've had that for like 3 years on and off.
Oh yeah, but then it was off again, and then we decided, I don't know. We have a nanny that comes 2 times a week. She's just comes in the morning to help out at breakfast and then put them down for their nap. So that gives me time to do.
It's a good chunk of the day though. It's like 8 to 3. Yeah. So that frees it up. And then my parents live right down the street. So she'll come over sometimes like once a week or every couple weeks or so. And so that's been very, very helpful, especially for Mary, because she's got a lot on her plate with the business too. So it can be hard to balance like family and taking care of the kids with wanting to be with them, but also needing to check some boxes with work, especially when stuff's slipping. But
Yesenia, I told you at the conference, I was like, yeah, I'm like doing this part-time, but I already clocked like 38 hours this week. So.
Because Mary's part-time is she comes back to the computer from 8 p.m. till 11. So, which again, not ideal. Don't recommend this. No. This is not where we want to live long-term.
This has been a weird
temporary hiccup, we hope.
It's a season. We do the same thing. We feel that when we go on business trips, that they are like dates for us because we enjoy it. We love going on these trips. We love getting together with friends of ours that are doing the same thing that we are and just staying out late and going to a nice dinner and somebody else is watching our kids. That's a fun excursion out. And then we have time with our kids as well. For our 20th anniversary, we just went away for a week and it was wonderful. It was just the 2 of us. And that was our It was
the first time away from the kids.
First time away from the kids in like probably 10 years. We've been taking them everywhere with us, and our business trips were our only. So talking about Grace, Ricky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
it's
right
just
though. I feel like that's a good life hack though. Like if you're doing business
is.
together, kill two birds with one stone. Like your little vacation can be your business trip. Like those are
Yeah.
fun. Like being in Miami and hanging out with people like you said that are doing what you're doing and getting like re-energized around peers that are building the same type of business you're trying to build or in the same niche. And those are always fun because everybody's there to work and be productive during the day and everybody's out of their comfort zone at night. So you get to do things like you're forced to go to dinner, have drinks, hang out. So
And we like traveling, like going on the plane and stuff together.
yeah,
and
so
being in
that's
the
fun. I
airport.
totally agree with that.
Love it. So, what is your best piece of advice that you'd give somebody else that's thinking about, should I bring my spouse into this journey with me in my business, or maybe I shouldn't? What advice would you give to someone thinking about joining with their spouse?
I feel like first communication to have everything, talk about everything, and I don't know.
Be patient. Be patient
Yeah.
with each other and be like, yeah, be patient and be forgiving. Like you're gonna have hiccups, you're gonna butt heads, you're gonna be stressed, you're gonna be frustrated. I think you have to acknowledge you're gonna bring an extra layer of friction into your relationship that would not be there otherwise, because your work stresses are kind of your work stresses. You're butting heads with people at work, your boss. When that's you two, especially like I don't know, you said it for you and Josh, like proximity wise during the day, like Mary and I are both in this loft separated by this wall. Like that's the only thing that separates us. So like it can definitely be stressful at times. So I would prepare for that and give yourself grace, be patient. And like Mary said, communicate for sure.
I love that. So good. We are also divided by a wall. Ours is a ceiling because
Nice.
I'm downstairs.
Hey, that's a game changer
He's
though. You got to go
upstairs.
upstairs or an elevator to get from. Yeah, that's better.
Stairs, maybe not an elevator, but yeah, we have the
Yeah.
same situation that we go through too. Awesome.
Yeah.
Such a great conversation with you guys. I love it. These are questions that we get all the time, and it's great to hear how someone else who is doing such a wonderful job, you guys just hit 7 figures recently, and you're just crushing it in your business, with each other, with your kids, and just overcoming life, and super excited for where you guys are headed. I know you feel like this is a season and you're maybe not rocking in every single aspect in your life, but from our view, you absolutely are. So continue to have grace for yourselves. You're doing a wonderful job and looking forward to your future successes. Sky's the limit for you
Thank
guys.
you guys. Thanks for having us on. It was a good conversation. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks. And so thanks for listening today. If you got value from today's episode, be sure to like or comment. If you've got a follow-up question for Ricky and Mary or Yesenia and myself, drop that in the comments, and we'll see you on a future episode of the Scaling Together podcast.